This is Common Sense. I'm William Ferguson. And due to a lightning strike last night, I am going to continue with the video, The Negro in the White House. And where I was at last night was this. I am old, I am white, and I am male. So what if it was me in the White House? Would MSNBC and CNN start screaming white privilege? Would they? Because I'm a Christian conservative Republican, I'm sure they would find something to say negative about me. Because that's what they're about. Negative. And you know, I had a thought today. As I was listening to one of the people I listen to, his name is Douglas Ducote. He's out of Louisiana, I believe. But he made the statement of, why aren't there reports of all the murders taking place, not only in Chicago, but all over? And it's something that triggered in my head. CNN, MSNBC, and all the rest of the fake news, they seem to want to report that everything is hunky-dory. But they're not reporting. They're giving an opinion that they hate Trump and everything about him, even though everything he is doing is good. It's moving the country forward. It's keeping the country safe. And as I was thinking on that note, something else came to mind. You know, it was the Democrats that wanted slavery. Do they still want slavery? Do they? How many Democrats have illegal immigrants working for them in their houses, in their offices, wherever? How many? And I thought about that. Why do they want so many illegal immigrants to come across the border? Why? For what purpose? They know it's costing the taxpayers money to have these people over here. And I thought back to a statement that somebody made, and I can't remember who it was. They said that illegal immigrants are good for the economy. Really? Because they work for a low wage? Really? Or is it in truth the Democrats, liberals, are seeking to reinstate slavery, to abolish the Emancipation Proclamation, to get rid of the idea that all men are created equal, to go back to segregation? Is that what the Democrats are looking for? You know, it's almost making sense. They want immigrants. Why? When it's destroying the economy. Because people are having to pay for the homes, the food, the health care, the education for these illegal immigrants. And yet the Democrats want their vote. They say it's cheap labor. Or are they just trying to get the Americans, the citizens, accustomed again to slavery? What are they really up to? We know they don't have any policies, any programs, except to hate President Trump and anybody that's associated with him. And like I was saying yesterday, all I heard from all the fake news media about Kanye West being in the White House, in the Oval Office, was basically there's a negro in the White House sucking up to the white plantation master, and you need to get him out of there, back on the Democrat plantation, which is exactly what the Democrats have done. Look at cities that are being run by Democrats, wherever. They've gone to worse than impoverished. They're pits, sewers. Their drug abuse and death by overdose is ridiculous. The jobless numbers are skyrocketed. Violence, death, murders are through the roof. And that's in these Democrat-run cities with Democrat liberal mayors. And yet, the country is being run by a businessman that knows what's going on. And everybody is belly aching. Well, everybody in the fake news media and Hollywood and all the rest of them. I've heard music stars and all the rest of them. Oh no, you can't have Kanye West in the White House. He's being a traitor. He's selling out. You can't do that. Why not? Why? Because he's black. Really? You people are so focused on the color of his skin. That's all you can come up with. He's black. You can't have him in the White House. No. Not talking to Donald Trump. Not talking the sense he was talking. No, we can't have that. He left the plantation and he went to the plantation master's house and he was sucking up to him. We can't have that. No, blacks belong in the plantation. But let's look at it this way. Kanye West is a businessman. He said he's a billionaire. And I guess through the Adidas deal that he made, it's possible he is. So what's wrong with looking at Kanye as a businessman? Sitting across the table from a businessman, talking about this country in a genre, basically, of business. Is that too much to accept? That there are people, whether they be black, white, Asian, Middle Eastern, from wherever, that are willing to stand behind the leader of this country that is moving this country forward. You wouldn't believe it by listening to the fake news. He's killing everything. And yet he's not. Because I believe President Trump believes in pro-life, not murdering unborn children, infants. He believes in equality of the races. He does, I believe. He has good men and good women working for him in his cabinets, in the White House. And he is willing to put into action the First Amendment, freedom of speech. So, are the mainstream media and these other entertainers, Hollywood, music, liberal Democrats, politicians, are they trying to stifle a black man and his right to the First Amendment, the freedom of speech? Oh, anywhere but the White House. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You can't have black folks in the White House. Not entertainers that have money that are supposed to be on the Democrat plantation, i.e., the projects or the hood or the inner city, whatever you want to call it. But there's something else I noticed about Kanye West. And I've known a lot of black people in my life. I've known some blacks that have had an attitude. The attitude of entitlement. They are entitled to everything. They deserve whatever they want. And by whatever means they can get whatever they want, they will do it. Even if it means murder. But Kanye doesn't have that attitude. He's actually got a level demeanor about him. And I don't care what you say about his psychological health, his physical health, his color. I don't care. What he was saying made sense. And of course, the liberals, the mainstream media, everybody else, they don't want to listen to what is practical, what is common sense. They don't want to hear it. And I think that's the biggest thing. Or at least that's one of the biggest things that really got a hold of these people. You've got a black man that is making sense. And it was, I believe, one of Don Lemon's panels that said this is what happens when a black person doesn't read. Really? You don't think Kanye is educated? But yet he was able to come up with a solution in fighting the inner city violence? Really? Okay, But then the liberals in this country seem to think that they are God, knowing all, being all. They're nothing. The more you think you are something, the less you are. I'm just a humble man. And I just happen to be white. But so what? I don't care. I don't care if you glow bright green. A human being is a human being. And all human beings have exactly the same right. And there is only one right that we have. And that is to love one another. God gave us that right. And in fact, it's a commandment. The first commandment is to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. The second commandment is to love your brother. And if you don't love your brother, you don't love God. Period. All right? So go ahead. Hate. But Jesus loved. He died for us. He was Jewish too. Imagine that. So, next time you see the mainstream media trying to make somebody look like an idiot or a fool, or that they have left their color of society, let's say, think about it. Look at it. Is that true? Is that true? I say kudos to Kanye West for being able to sit down with President Trump and actually make sense. That's all I've got for now. Please pray for the leadership of this country. Pray for the military, first responders, police, that they will all be safe and be able to return to their loved ones and families. And thank God that the pastor came back after 2 years, because Donald Trump did what needed to be done. And people of this country prayed to the one true living God. And that's how it works. My name is William Ferguson, and this is Common Sense. Please join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for Common Sense.